Hi guys, how you doing? Jarvis here. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna have some messy fun. Now, as you can see before you is a Thunderbird 4. A friend of mine, there was this subscription thing by D'Agostini, I think they're called, and you could make a huge model of Thunderbird 2 over about 6,000 weeks. And he started it, and he got bored after about episode the issue 4, and he gave the models to me, the small ones. Obviously it'll take a lot longer to build Thunderbird 2, being much larger. And he gave me this one, which is Thunderbird 4, the little submarine, and he gave me the elevator car as well, which I might build some other time. So we're going to have a little bit of fun here, because essentially it's in bits at the moment. So he gave me the actual submarine, the pilot, and a few of the figures, which are absolutely titsky, winely, tiny, titchy witchy. I don't even know if this is definitely gonna. Oh, I don't think that's gonna. I might have to zoom out and zoom back. Oh no, there we go. And as you can see, they're absolutely tiny. I need to clean my nail as well. So let's see, it'll zoom back in. Come on, yomp. There we go. So I've weathered it up a little bit just to give it a little bit of realism. We're going to put the pilot in, we're going to get it together. It's only a very small kit, but let me just zoom out a sec. Now, when I was a kid, I used to build airfix kits, mainly because when I used to go to the shops on a weekend with my pocket money, or my allowance as you'd say in America, I'd go into Woolworths where they sold kits. But the only kits they sold in Woolworths pretty much were airfix kits, so airplanes, ships, things of that sort. And so one week I might buy an airplane, another week I might buy a ship, you know, a car, whatever. But when I bought a ship, like the HMS, whatever, Suffolk, I used to use the box as a base and use this stuff, which is filler, all-purpose filler for walls, for filling in cracks and things. We used to call this, in fact I think we still call this polyfiller, because that was the name of the main brand in my day. In my day, sounds so old. Dear. And I used to fill the actual box lid with this stuff and make waves and things and put the ship in there. I used to have to cut the ship in half, sort of cut the hull, so it was a flatter ship. Didn't go down as far, if you know what I mean. Yeah, anyway. And I thought we might do it with this one. Just need to build it up a little bit. Now, to do our box lid, because obviously this didn't come with the box lid, I've been trying to find a box we could use the lid of for a little bit of a diorama sort of thing. And we've got this one. This is a Nix and Nax box thing where you put your bits and bobs. And the thing is, I bought a few of these thinking, oh, that'll be handy. But the trouble is I can't find a flaming thing to put inside them. The things that can go in here are quite small, and the things I've got are just a little bit larger, but it does have a box lid. We're going to fill this with polyfiller, make a few waves, plonk that in, take it out, allow it to dry overnight, paint it, put that back in, and hopefully that will be it. We're just going to put this, let me just zoom in once again, and zoom out and zoom in, because I've only had this camera, what, 2 years, and I'm still doing the same thing. Let's have a look at the pilot. I don't know if he can, I can't remember his name, Gordon I think it is. And I just realised I've got the wrong glasses on and I can't see if it's actually, well, it's not bad. I really need to clean that now. Anyway, so he goes in there. So I'll get that done and I'll be back in 2 ticks, because it's a bit awkward with a camera in the way here. Okay, well that was all I'm trying to do is get little Gordon, see him there, into the cockpit. By the way, the cockpit is nicely detailed, look at that. But I dropped him twice onto the floor, onto a carpeted floor, twice. Ah, God, that was the hardest bloody thing. Good God. Using tweezers and God knows what. He kept pinging out. And as I say, he went onto the floor twice. He just doesn't want to be in that cockpit. Well, sorry, me old mate. You're going to be in that cockpit. Next. So we managed to get the whole thing put together. There's a bit of a seam around the cockpit, unfortunately, but this is a pressed together kit. So, but look in there. There's Gordon. Can you see him? Does he show up? Is there too much light? Actually, there's a big mark on the windscreen which doesn't help. Can't win sometimes. Oh my God! But it looks quite cool. I've always liked Thunderbird 4. Just a tiny little model, even on the show, but just so cool. Anyway, that's that. So we'll leave that to dry for a moment or two, and then we're going to have to get ourselves together and get this stuff into here and start molding and moving and making a total mess. So we're going to have some paper towels down here. Let's get these together. Oop. Hello. Right, so we're all prepared. By the way, it's getting really dark. It looks like it's going to pour down, so I'm going to turn the lamps on, which I should have done to start off with, but never mind. Let's turn that one on. Where's the other one gone? Switch, switch, switch. And then this twangy one. There we go. That's better. So I've put some blue tape, masking tape, just around the edge of the plastic. Because I didn't want to get stuff on the outside, so that's that done. We've got some tools for smearing and stuff. I've got my trusty old stainless steel ruler, which is going to go whoop, bonk, whoop, bonk, and of course we got the poly filler. So here we go. We're going to make a bit of a mess here. I wonder what's this like. Is it quite? Oh, it's not. It's actually quite soft. Actually, weird. So we're going to put some in the middle and then spread it around, and then we'll just build it up from there. Kind of like ice cream. Should have worn gloves. There we go. We'll put 2 big dollops on there. Come on, roll off. There we go. Oops, let's move it in a little bit. Camera down a little bit and move that in. Oh my God, I did zoom in when I meant to do a zoom in. Weird. So we're going to get it into the corners, get as much in here as we can, spread out, and then we can move it around from then on. Alright lads, so what we've done, we've got the model in. I'm going to leave them in there. So it's drying quite quickly actually. There's a lean to it because, whoops, I wanted to actually have this part here as the beach, and then it would be sort of perched up on the beach as it were, and this part here as waves, but it's a bit too soft at the moment, so we're going to wait for it to dry off a little bit, and then we can start molding it a little bit more. Okay, so it's about a day and a half later, and this is nicely dry, hard, you can hear that. So these are the waves, this is the actual shoreline which is flat, and this is the sand. That's the idea. I'm going to have to sand, I'm going to have to sand the sand. So I'll sand the sand just to make it smoother and less bobbly like that. This is all experimentation. We've got the model goes there, fits nicely in that little crevice. Put that down. There we go. So what we do, sand the bits that we need to sand down, make it look a little bit smoother. And there's a big hole just there. Can you see it? Big hole there. I may have to fill that with filler. I'm going to fill the hole with filler. Fill the filler. Anyway, I was thinking of using this stuff. This is Games Workshop water effect. I don't know really. It's really old. It must be about 10 years old. So there we go. What we've done. Let's turn the light on. There we go. We actually used this stuff, Game Workshop water effect, and I think this may be a little bit too old because it may be off. It looks a bit dodgy on down at the bottom there, and it took ages to dry. Even now it's slightly tacky, and thankfully it's in tacky in the areas I don't really need to do anything with for the time being anyway. Now I can get on with the rest of it, and you can see that it has quite a nice effect, but I wanted to fill this part up. It was just it wasn't doing it. It just wasn't drying. It wasn't doing what it's supposed to do. In fact, this part here has gone white for some reason. I don't know why. And here we are. Yeah, I did a few things. So what did I do? Okay, added some waves with acrylic paint, as you can see. And also I glossed that. I threw away that water effect stuff. It just wasn't working. And as you can see, we've got a figure. Well, it's one inside, of course, and we've got a figure in there as well. And my finger's in the way, but never mind. I've also put a little, I don't know what that is, a sign, danger of swimming or something in there as well. But it looks okay. I sort of made it a greenish colour like the Mediterranean sort of seas, and I added a few details to the sand just to make it different in places, but I like it. It's okay. It's just a little build, something to do. You can see the steps of them, of the guy, part of the team. Yeah, I quite like it. Let's do it from that way up. I also put some, I took off the masking tape and I put this black vinyl tape around the edge just to make a frame of it, as it were. But for a little build, it's not bad at all. I quite enjoyed it actually. Haven't done anything like this, as I say, since I was 12 years old. And I quite enjoyed making the sea, and I really enjoyed doing the sand and the difference. It's a shame that water effects didn't work particularly well, but oh well, that's the way it goes. Anyway, thank you for watching, and remember to be creative, to be fun, and to be different. And I'll see you soon. Bye.